In every age, there are books that are read by the few, whispered about by the many, and misunderstood by nearly everyone else. Albert Pike's Morals and Dogma is one of those books. To some, it is a guide for Freemasons. To others, it is an encyclopedia of hidden philosophy. And for many, it remains a mysterious volume filled with strange symbols and dense words. But if you look closer, you'll find something much more profound. A vision of morality and spirituality, written in the language of symbols. Pike believed that the greatest truths could not simply be written out in plain words. They had to be encoded in allegories, in myths, in rituals. Why? Because the truth, if given too directly, is often ignored or rejected. But when hidden inside a symbol, it bypasses the defenses of the mind and speaks directly to the soul. This is the essence of Freemasonry, according to Pike. Not just a fraternity, not just ceremonies, but a school of symbols designed to transform the individual from within. Every initiation, every ritual, every emblem was a map of the inner journey. Imagine standing in a dark lodge room lit only by candles as ancient words are spoken. To an outsider, it may look like play acting, but Pike would say it is something else entirely, an initiation into the mysteries of life itself. The light, the darkness, the tools, the steps, all of them are symbols of the human condition, the trials of the soul, and the hope of awakening. This is why Morals and Dogma is not easy reading. Pike deliberately wrote in a way that forces the reader to wrestle with the text. Dense passages on morality, philosophy, and religion are interrupted by ancient myths, esoteric commentary, and strange references. It was not designed to be simple. It was designed to be initiatic. A book that reveals more to you as you grow, and almost nothing to you if you approach it superficially. At its core, Pike's message is that morality is not just about following rules. It is about aligning the soul with universal truth. He believed that every religion, every philosophy, every culture held fragments of the same great mystery. That is why the pages of Morals and Dogma reference everyone from Zoroaster to Plato, from the Bible to the Vedas. For Pike, Masonry was not just Western, it was universal. Think about that. A book published in the 19th century in the United States is filled with wisdom from across the entire world. Pike wanted Masons to see themselves as part of something greater, a chain of wisdom stretching back to the beginning of human civilization. But here's the hidden key. Pike's work was not only for Masons. Yes, the book was given to initiates. Yes, it was framed as a Masonic instruction. But the truths he embedded inside, about morality, symbolism, and the inner life, belonged to anyone willing to listen. For Pike, symbols were sacred. The square and compass were not just tools, they were emblems of balance, of reason and faith, of the human and the divine. The pillars were not just architecture, they were gates of initiation. The blazing star was not just decoration, it was the light of divine wisdom shining in the darkness. And when you read Morals and Dogma with this mindset, it begins to transform. It is not just a book, it is a mirror that reflects back to you the state of your soul, and at the same time, invites you higher. This is the same pattern we find in all the mystery traditions, whether it was the Egyptian initiations, the Greek mysteries of Eleusis, or the hidden rites of the Rosicrucians. Every system used symbols to guide the seeker. Pike's great work was to weave those symbols into Masonry, and to show that the journey of initiation is, in fact, the journey of life itself. So the question is, what do we do with it today? Why should a modern seeker care about a 19th century Masonic book? Because the struggle Pike describes, the tension between light and darkness, knowledge and ignorance, selfishness and service, is eternal. It is not bound to Masonry, it is the human condition. When you see the world divided, when you feel lost in uncertainty, when you wonder what the deeper meaning of life might be, Morals and Dogma has something to say. Not directly, not in plain instructions, but through symbols that whisper to your soul. And maybe that is why it remains so mysterious, even controversial. Some accuse it of being too obscure. Others fear it hides dangerous secrets. But Pike himself wrote that the truth is never dangerous. It is ignorance that is dangerous. And perhaps his greatest message is that morality is not about obedience. but about inner transformation. As you listen to these words, remember, the symbols are not just for Masons. They are for anyone who dares to look beyond the surface of life. And if you carry even one symbol in your heart, whether it be the blazing star, the square, or the compass, you carry with it an invitation to awaken. If you found value in this journey, I invite you to subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment and share your thoughts, because your perspective helps keep the flame of knowledge alive. And remember to like this video if it resonates with you. In our next chapter, we will explore how Pike's work connected to larger movements in esotericism, theosophy, Rosicrucianism, and the spiritual revival of the 19th century. Until then, keep seeking, keep questioning, and never forget, symbols speak when words fail.